love and devotion to the flag, our standard, Old Glory, a symbol of courage. And wherever she waves, there is respect because your loyalty has given her dignity that shouts freedom is everybody's job. Of the United States, that means we've all come together. States of the United, means we all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 at that time, great states, 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose, all divided by imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common cause, and that's love of country, of America. And to the republic, a sovereign state in which power is invested into representatives chosen by the people to govern. And the government is the people, and it is from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people. For which it stands, one nation being so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power for one to live his own life without fears, threats, or any sort of retaliation, and justice, the principle and qualities of dealing fairly with others, for all. For all. That means everybody, boys, girls. This is as much your country as it is mine. Now we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance, but he put in a little caveat at the end of this. Since he was a small boy, we've added 2 states, which would have been Hawaii and Alaska, to the country. And 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance, under God. Wouldn't it be a pity if someone said that is a prayer and it needs to be eliminated from schools? I thought that in today's climate, everybody needs to read this and think about, we are a republic, and it is power from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, and we all should be standing together against everything else to keep our freedom every day. All right, so now we'll have the invocation by Pastor Horries and Pledge of Allegiance.
So, first of all, I want to thank you all for allowing the growing faith community in Folly Beach to participate in your meeting, and I also thank you for your support of the faith community. We have what I consider a tremendous relationship with each other, and I want to thank you all for keeping us safe. We all enter into a path like we want to be council people, or we want to be mayor, or whatever. We all have a worldview of that, and then we all have this specific goal that we want to achieve as that person, and then a pandemic hits, or God forbid, the H word, the hurricane hits. But I want you to know, there's always a morning after that hurricane when everything gets rebuilt and restored and redone, and there's a vaccine that's going to get us out of this thing before summertime crunch. Praise the Lord. So the Christian community this time of year celebrates Advent, and it is a time of expectation, of hope. As we expect and hope the vaccine gets to us soon, we also expect and hope the return of our Lord Jesus Christ comes soon, and we also wait with joyful anticipation for the birth of our Savior that we celebrate every year at Christmas time. And we do that with hope and joy and peace and love. And that would be my prayer for each of us tonight. Lord, our benevolent giver of all things, Lord, would you please fill us with hope and expectation and joy and peace and love as we endeavor to make Folly Beach a quality life for everybody. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Okay, so this time of year gets, you get to do, as mayor, you get to do a couple of nice jobs once in a while. This is the time that some of these nice jobs. I didn't have to do the hard job of picking the next employee of the year. That falls to some pretty broad shoulders sitting here. in a committee of 3. So I would just say, I am glad you picked the person you picked because they work hard, they're diligent, they're very caring person that tries to make sure everything is perfect all the time. And we know we live in a world where that's never gonna happen, but it makes their life a little bit harder sometimes. And I try to remind them of that. So did y'all have a chairman of y'all's committee?
Miss Ray.
Ms. Ray, you're the chairman of the committee. Would you like to call out the name of the, would you like to call out the name of the employee of the year?
Well, sure, I'd be honored to. So this year's Employee of the Year is Miss Colleen Jolly.
There you
That's
go.
awesome. It's Team Colleen for sure. I really tried.
Those are, you're welcome. And thank your coworkers for nominating. So the next job is an even harder job because I don't have a committee of 3 that does this, but, so it's the Citizen of the Year. And I was sitting around thinking, wow, who's gonna get the Citizen of the Year? And then all of a sudden, manna from heaven comes via email, and then talking to some other folks, some really good input, for Citizen of the Year. And this person not only does stuff for the city that the city don't know about, basically, but they also do a lot of things for a lot of other people in the communities and surrounding communities. So, saying that, I will say, Winston Churchill summed it up very well in a quote by him. And he said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." So with that, I would like to say, Lila, you must have one heck of a life. Step up here. You know, not only did you give how many years teaching school, I won't put you on the spot, but, you know, Eric needs to hire you as a drainage consultant.
And I will bring my level.
Among other things. So for you, since we're not having a Christmas parade this year, you do get your picture, and we will make sure that you, bring the picture around so they can see it. So we will make sure next year when we have a parade, we'll put you in the parade and all these other stuff that goes along with it, but thank you very much.
Well, thank y'all. I mean,
And thank your neighbors for letting me know who's who out there.
thank y'all
you very
very
much.
much. I appreciate this. Thank you.
I don't know if you need a quote or not, the other thing, you can stick them in your minutes. So now I get to move it right along here. Staff reports, so Mr. Lutz, you're up first.
Just wanted to share with you some good news. We teamed up with Dominion. I heard it was actually on the news this morning on Channel 5. I didn't know about that, but we've teamed up with Dominion to continue on with an island-wide LED change-out for all the utility lighting. It's in keeping with our strategic plan and all the other things we're trying to do out here. So probably by probably getting close to summer, we should be able to see that transition happening. And I don't know if you have the memo I put out in front of you, but we are gonna get to do all this and still save $143 a month in our actual utility bill off the top. And then it is forecasted to save us 58,000, an exact number for a forecast, 58,104 kilowatts. And our rate that we pay is approximately 10 cents a watt, so that translates to $5,800 a month, which will be a little more than $69,000 a year in energy cost as well. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. I think everybody out here liked the little pilot project we did last year. Cooper and this way and even up here by the bridge. So the net gain, the only lights that won't be done in this phase will be the Center Street decorative lighting. They don't have those available yet. But all the utility lighting on the poles up and down the whole island will get changed out to an LED fixture. Get better quality of light, more focused beam, and a whole lot of savings and going green again.
The lights that the TVPC did, were all those finished? Like, they were,
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
okay. Yeah, that's great.
And we only, as far as I know, we only had a couple of negative comments.
Mhm.
Overall, it was a real positive response.
Yeah, and they were easily fixed to be suitable.
The TDC project also added some mid-block lighting. Will this include any additional mid-block
No
lighting?
ads, this is a straight change out of what we have out there for a new LED fixture. It'll be the same pole, same location. You know, as, when they get this completed, if we find a dark spot that, you know, somebody feels it needs it, we can tackle that as well.
Add it.
Do we own the existing equipment?
We really don't, we lease it all. Everything's done on a lease,
Okay.
30-year lease. But
So there's nothing for us to sell in terms of the existing
no,
technology?
sir. But the good thing is we net out, saving money each month over what we're paying right now for the old, less efficient fixtures that are out there. Kind of exciting.
Thank you.
Okay. So as we mentioned, I mentioned earlier, Heather Springs is under the weather, so we'll bring her back next month. So now we have to listen to the employee of the year. I don't know.
Curses.
No one can call me that. No, seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, so I'm here to request permission for our Momentum Tennis team, that's a part of our Parks and Recreation Department, to offer a holiday tennis camp for our residents on Friday, January 1st, and Saturday, January 2nd.
Take your mask off. I don't know
Oh,
if they can
okay.
hear you at home very well, but you
Oh, I'm
muffled to me,
sorry.
so I
Okay.
imagine you muffled there.
Okay.
Okay,
You sure it's just that you don't like my leopard print
no, I love it.
mask?
I
Okay.
love it.
So just to repeat myself, requesting for our Momentum tennis team, Coach Doug and Coach Ryan, to offer a holiday tennis camp on Saturday, January 1st, Friday, January 1st and Saturday, January 2nd, for all levels of tennis players. And from beginning at 11 through 3:30, they'll take a break at 1 to eat lunch, I'm sure. They will only have a maximum of 10 students, and they do follow the CDC guidelines imposed by them. And they're building their participation out here, and this will be another great way for them to do that.
Need a motion to approve?
Second?
So moved. Second.
All right. Any other comments?
I have one comment, one question. Are we overloading the limited park facilities that we have with these camps and lessons and all that? It seems like every meeting we're talking about adding camps and lessons and just more times that the facilities aren't open for just regular recreational use.
You know, you're talking about 2 days here. I don't think that's,
But just, okay. I mean, every meeting we're talking about more camps and all. That's my only thing is that we have very limited space. If we overload it with camps, then people aren't just gonna be able to go play like normal.
Well, Colleen, wasn't that addressed at our meeting as far as making sure that there was access, there was equity, all of those things?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you haven't had any phone calls with people saying, I'm trying to play and I can't get in, or, I mean, yeah,
No.
it's kind of worked out.
No, and, they're just trying to build, their, availability to residents too, because it is limited otherwise.
Right,
So-
and it's just, at the park right now, it's basketball,
Pickleball, actually pickleball is probably, the most, the busiest
Mhm.
of all.
The overloaders. But they do it early in the morning.
But not too early.
I can't get competitive so early.
But that's, and then the soccer's on the beach, so
Right.
it's really, I know tennis has tried a couple times to get in, and they just haven't been able to, so, yeah.
Any other comments? Mr. Pope?
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
Yes.
Great, they'll be happy to hear that. And may I say something about the Christmas activity?
Yeah.
So I'd also
Since
like,
you're the employee of the year.
I'd also like to take the opportunity to say we're super excited to host the children at Folly River Park for our Santa event on Friday night, beginning at 5. We are booked solid, but we request that everyone be socially distanced and wear their masks and just bear with us with the flow since we, had to make appointments. We will do our best to keep everybody safe and the flow well. It's gonna be a beautiful night. And then the next day, Santa visiting the neighborhoods beginning at 12 o'clock at Folly Beach County Park, and traveling east to west, or west to east, and heading down Folly Road as far as we can go, to probably gonna need to hit Kings Flats. I left that out. They are voting members of Folly. I didn't even think about that. Can you tell I'm a James Island resident? I should have checked with that, but we look forward to that, and just bear with us on the flow of that too, because Santa gets really excited when he sees people, and I know he'll be waving, but he may be, I don't know. I'm just gonna try to keep Santa on track, is all I have to say. Because the reindeer have the day off.
Exactly. Good luck.
Really, it's because the reindeer have the day off is really what I'm concerned about. So, anyway, thank you guys for your support.
Thank you. So, have approval for the agenda?
So moved.
Have a second? So we'll take it without exception. Approval of the minutes from November the 10th. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any additions, corrections? Let's call that one.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
Yes. Thank you. Moving along to personal appearances, is Mr. Kenter on the line?
Yes, you did.
Okay, Mr. Alan Kenter's up first.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My camera won't work, but I'm here.
Okay.
It's okay.
Turn up your volume a little bit.
Okay.
His. Okay, you're up. Give us your name and address for the books. You know the route.
My name's Alan Kinter. I live at 620 East Erie. And I'm here tonight to request permission for a sewer extension in between the two CCPRC properties on Arctic from the corner of 2nd and Arctic for about 150 feet down the street. This 206 East Arctic is a lot that is residential two-family, and so it's, pretty much normal guidelines, 10-10, 10-10, 35% lot coverage, normal height restriction. And so in looking at the sewer, someone said it might be possible to just run the line down the street. The PRC already has access to the manhole at the intersection of 2nd and Arctic. And, excuse me. So no one, I guess the lot and house right across the street on the Arctic side is new. So this line that comes down the street would be just used for 206, which would be 2 single-family residences. I think the square footage limitation is something like this, the typical 10,500, 3,600. So that I think that's pretty much it.
So you're asking us to extend an existing sewer, that's what you're asking.
Well, yeah, I'm asking if Todd can.
And,
It would be the city's, but he would have to pay for it.
yeah, well, we turned that down all the way to the Supreme Court, being the city with somebody else paying for it, but, see if I have a motion. Nobody wants to make a motion?
Okay.
We talked about it, I tell you where we was going, but I'm sorry.
Okay, well, give it a try. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, see ya.
You know, at some point, and I know that we've heard this for a long time, because of zoning, people have this great fear that if you increase the sewer, you can lead to multifamily dwellings and things of that sort. But we have really done a jam-up job, I think, of attacking those zoning issues. But the one thing that keeps nagging at us when we talk about environmental concerns are the septic tanks. Every time we turn around, that is our biggest problem moving forward, our biggest risk of exposure to these septic tanks. I know that people fear multi-families and bigger condos and all that, but we've tightened up our zoning a lot. I think at some point, we need to kind of take a look at that. I know nobody wants to jump in, but that is a huge environmental concern, especially as you're talking about rising sea levels, climate change, things of that sort. It's only gonna get worse.
Well, let me say this about that. Sewer lines aren't the answer for environmental concerns, because the leakage that is allowed for a sewer line by DHEC is a lot worse than a septic system. And, if a septic system is working correctly, which we try to make sure they keep working correctly, you have a lot better control over environmental impact than you do with a sewer line.
Right. It's just come up every time it seems like
I know,
from
it keeps
parents
coming
group,
up.
they keep saying like, hey, the one thing you can do environmentally is, it's like, I get it from that standpoint, because, I don't know, it's a tough
I ain't gonna be
question
the
to
one that
ask.
brings that up.
I know. You hate it on one hand because like you know what the possibilities are, but environmentally you're trying to do something to try things. So you're just one of those rock and a hard place kind of issues. Nobody wants to see condos go up all down Front Beach, but some of these aging septic systems that aren't as taken care of as we'd like them to be could be trouble.
Yeah, that's why we have inspections
Double trouble.
in between sales and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, you could also say that's why I have zoning, but that can change.
so, next is, Hugh Grady. Do you have him? No? No one? Okay. Very good. Did you have any citizens' comments sent in, Ms. Ike?
The only one was sent in at the beginning of the meeting. She was talking about, let me pull it up. Sorry. She was talking about the fines for the golf cart ordinance. She said, please reconsider forcing the local golf cart business to pay fines that should be the responsibility of the driver/renter before continuing to rent golf carts. This is irrational and unnerving to me. And then she continues on, during the pandemic, and this is from Bethany Anderson at 6 o'clock tonight.
Does she rent golf carts?
She is, not to my knowledge.
Okay. All right. No boards and commission reports tonight, so we're old business, ordinance 15-20, ordinance amending chapter 163 zoning districts, section 16305 overlay district by adopting the recommendation of the Rethink Folly Road Corridor Study to require a 12-foot wide multi-use path to be installed upon the development or redevelopment of any non-single family use project within the Folly Road Corridor overlay. This is the second reading. Have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay.
Dr. Houghton,
yes,
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes. So ordinance 24-20, ordinance amending chapter 168, nonconformities, Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, section 16804, nonconforming lots of record by applying the merger doctrine and requirements for street access to substandard lots adjacent to the marsh and oceanfront state jurisdictional lines. The second reading, have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second?
Any questions or comments? You're up.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
yes,
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes. Ordinance 25-20, ordinance amending chapter 152 flood damage prevention by adding language from the South Carolina Model Flood Damage Prevention Ordinance per the recommendations of the State Floodplain Coordinator's Office. Second reading, have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Hello, I'm sorry. This is Tim Grady. I'm late. I apologize.
Yeah, well, you just, hang on. So, you ready? Okay.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
yes,
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes. Okay, because it's unusual times, we usually wouldn't go back, but I'm gonna go back and let you speak, Mr. Grady. So you need to give us your name, address, that kind of information for the record, and then make your presentation.
Yes, sir. My name is Tim Grady. I live at 1467 Harbor Gate Boulevard in Mount Pleasant, 29464. I am a local photo producer and location manager, and I was contacted by ABG Creative out of California, and they're working for a company called American Eagle. I'm sure you guys everybody is aware of their clothing. They hope to do a photo shoot on to scout it the 26th of December and to shoot the 27th and 28th. And for the talent, they're using the actors from the Outer Banks TV show. And to make this happen, they've told me that they're going to have 30 people on the crew with the talent. And I just assume, in typical film manner, they're just underestimating it. So I said 40 people. And I know they would like to use 2 38-foot motorhomes to get the talent ready, like hair, makeup, wardrobe. And we'd use Sprinter vans to shuttle. I've been in contact with the Charleston County Parks and Recs Commission, and they've already pre-approved the permit based on my experience with them and the plan that we have to park out at the old Coast Guard base, or the Inlet Heritage Preserve, as it's called. Of course, we park as we usually do, not blocking access all the way down to the beach for the safety vehicles. And they just want to take some pretty pictures on the beach. And, you know, we'd set up catering in front of the motorhomes and have some good food and have they, yes, we wouldn't stop anybody else from accessing the park or the beach or anything like that. Is there any other details that I can provide, or?
Yeah, so what are you actually asking us?
We're
What's
just
your
asking
ask?
for a permit to shoot on the beach, take some pictures. They're doing a video behind the scenes as well.
And they're gonna be parking,
Well, you
where
need
they're
a
gonna be,
motion before we discuss it.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
What kind of, are you using any machinery on the beach or anything? Can you describe what kind of inconveniences can we expect? Are you going through, are you tearing up any vegetation? Are you using any heavy machinery? Boom trucks, cranes, lighting, things of that sort?
No, this is a photo shoot. The video side, like where they maybe have some grip stuff like flags and scrims, which they just use to bounce light or block light, are usually like, the stuff we take out on the beach is usually like an 8x8, nothing very large. They usually don't even like to take stands out onto the beach. We usually travel very light. I know they did mention a small grip truck with like a 1-ton package. I know 1 ton sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's like a van full of like C-stands and flags and such. We'd maybe have like hand-pulled carts out on the beach. Maybe have like a propane heater. Of course, we'd have the safety fire extinguisher with us. I know that we'll be having, according to the high impact permit, we'll have a police officer or a fireman with us as well while we're out there. They'd have coolers with drinks. Of course, we'd clean up any cans that we'd use. I know that they like a lot of the dead trees. They like a lot of the rocks. They like that flats area now that's kind of behind what used to be that lagoon. If you walk down onto the inlet preserve and you turn to the left, and there's that big concrete block, if you turn left there and walk through the woods, it kind of looks like sand flats back there, and it's really gorgeous. I imagine they'd want to shoot back there, mostly.
So where are you talking about putting this truck?
Oh, the two motorhomes there'd be nothing on the beach, no trucks, no vehicles on the beach. The 2 motorhomes would be parked on the concrete slab at the Inlet Heritage Preserve. And I just said, if we can't park everything safely there, like the vans to shuttle the crew out there, we're gonna park them, talk to the Charleston County Parks, and either park at the boat landing, or they have another parking lot on East Ashley that we can use.
No, they don't.
I don't think the lifeguard parking lot, I think, on, between Ashley and Arctic on Second Street, I believe, east.
So it sounds like nothing but photographer equipment, bottles, light stuff, things that sort of, no machinery or anything on the beach or in any sensitive area.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
would
well,
be-
they maybe want to use a strobe light, like a B4, which is very small with a battery pack in the light head. They weigh about 12 pounds, and they usually go on a very light, like, stand or a C-stand.
Yeah, no, we're talking about heavy impacts on the environment, whether you're gonna be taking heavy machinery on the beach.
No,
Or large
not at all.
equipment through the trees and
No.
possibly just damaging.
Nothing, no, nothing like that at all. This is a
Okay,
photo
that's-
shoot.
Will you have someone at the boat landing monitoring the parking situation? Because there's elongated parking there just for boat trailers only. And,
Well, if we need that space, I will talk to the Charleston County Parks ahead of time. I'll have it coned off, and we'll have a
Okay.
certain area that we'll rent from them. And, it'll be neat and orderly, and
Okay.
I'll have signs and, like we always do. We don't want anybody from our crew to do anything that would negatively impact anybody at all.
What's the duration? How long will you have the trailers set up in the county park?
Oh, it would just be during the day on the 27th and 28th. Now, they might ask only to shoot one of the days at this point. It's hard to tell. They're looking at a number of properties. But I know that they definitely wanted to shoot out there at least one day, maybe like a day and a half.
I know,
So the 27th and 28th.
I know Andrew isn't here, but was there any hesitation? Andrew, Chief, do you have any hesitation about this?
Not based on what he described, no.
Okay, thank you.
So you're gonna have like motorhomes, is that, will those also serve as the restrooms for everybody that's gonna be out there at the lighthouse?
Well, you know, now that you mention it, I could get a couple of portalets out there, no problem, or a fancy black tie bathroom, if that makes sense.
Seems
But yes,
necessary, yeah.
there are bathrooms in the motorhomes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
They
think
will
the-
be primarily for hair, makeup, and wardrobe for the talent, though.
Yeah, I think Ms. Wright's point, you should have some kind of restroom facilities out there for the 30 or 40 people you have out there. And then just to clarify, the two 38-foot trail, campers that you do the makeup in will be inside the park on the pad, inside the preserve. And
Yes.
all other vehicles will be parked remotely, and you'll shuttle the 30 to 40 people up to the park.
Well, no, I mean, we'd still keep a couple of vehicles there at the park. There's enough room, we've done in the past, we park smart in that one corner, where we can line up all the vehicles in front and still have room to set up tables and chairs without blocking the road to the beach.
But will you be consuming all of the roadside parking in the cul-de-sac and along the dead end of East Ashley?
No, we won't take a single spot there.
Okay, that's fine.
So once you get on the beach, it's a standard photo shoot, is what you're saying? Straight, standard photo shoot? And won't
That's what-
okay? Correct?
That's what I'm being told, and
Okay.
I have asked them a number of very aggressive, annoying questions to make sure.
Okay, thank you.
I'm very lucky that I've been able to complete a number of very successful photo shoots on the island without having a single problem.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions, comments?
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Ms. Ray,
No.
Mr. Blooms,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
No. So you win.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
Right. Back to ordinances, 26-20.
Mayor, will you make sure that the addition of those lavatories gets added to that application?
Isn't that just something that should be thought of? That's what it is.
Well.
Just
An ordinance
think
amending
about it.
chapter 73, guys, let's move on here.
You know,
That's why I said no.
that's why I said,
Because he's got bathroom.
Hey, thank you. Let's move on.
sorry.
An ordinance amending chapter 73 golf carts and low speed vehicles, Valley Beach Code of Ordinances, section 7306. Golf carts and rental of golf carts and low speed vehicles by requiring the payment of outstanding fines prior to the issuance of rental golf cart decals. Second reading, have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or comments?
Just to the one email earlier, we stated when we went through this, that the business is responsible for holding that information and charging the persons that are responsible. They have to, take steps to ensure that their business model is set up for that. And that is on individual business, just like it is for every other different business for anything of a similar sort. We've spoken about that a lot, that, it's we're really trying to help them catch them. They can call public safety and get, details of tickets and all that. We try to make it as accessible as possible for them to keep their customers responsible for these fines.
And just to add on to that, one of the things that they really have to do is to get credit card information up front.
It's no different than renting a car and getting a
It's-
deposit.
Right, you have to
it's-
have a deposit, and because that's, I think, the main problem is they're not, for whatever reason, the business model, but, they need to secure that, make sure they get a credit card deposit on the rental, and then if anything should happen, same thing with a rental car, if you get a ticket or anything.
Right.
Rental car will charge you for it.
I just have a question of the chief. Sorry. I see it simply just as was stated, so do you have anything else to contribute to that? Because it's holding the rental, person responsible. Is there anything?
No, I don't see it any different than when you rent a car from Hertz or
Okay.
any other rental company.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay,
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
yes. New business, appointments to boards, commissions, and committees.
Part two.
Yeah. The planning commission.
All because Amy left.
So, Mr. Pope will call your name, and you can just say the last name of the person you would like to vote for. Are you all ready? Are you ready, Ms. Ike?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Grooms,
Hart.
Mr. Farley,
Carter.
Ms. Gray,
Carter.
Mr. Parker,
Carter.
Dr. Houghton,
Hi.
Mr. Rich,
Mr. Carter.
Mayor Goodwin.
It don't matter.
Where you been?
I'm gonna vote for Hart. Okay, so Randy Carter is back on the board. All right, now we're up to ordinance 11-20, Fifth Amendment. One we all love dearly.
Motion approved.
Emergency order. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, so this will run through February the 14th, drop dead date.
Valentine.
Next,
Yeah, we get to take our mask off for Valentine's
Okay.
Day. Some people might need to keep them on.
or you gonna go next?
Bill.
Okay,
I have February 5th written down.
Oh,
February what?
Well,
Today's the 8th.
but,
February the
okay,
all right.
8th, today.
but it does need to be from today.
Okay, that's fine, no problem.
When's our next
council
meeting?
meeting's on the 9th.
Yeah.
So.
Is it?
Make
Isn't
it,
it?
make it the 10th.
Let me look at that.
You can't go too far.
I thought it was.
We can go to the 14th. The 10th is the day after the meeting, so we can go to the 10th.
10th, yeah.
So we could,
We could go to the 14th. How's that?
Nine.
60 days.
I know that we'll be addressing it at the next meeting, the 9th.
Right. But you can't go more than
this one
60 days.
doesn't.
I know, but he's
It's
saying,
very short.
he's saying you gotta go from today, 60 days.
Right, that's what I'm, yeah. So the furthest we can go is the 8th, not the
So it would have to be,
Can't go more than 60.
We'll have a special meeting on the 9th.
No.
That's a council meeting.
Could we extend it for 30 days and just,
I really don't think one day is gonna make too
Well, yeah, he's right, we could just renew it in January after 30 days, and then it'll go
okay.
past the meeting, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
So moved.
Yeah, that'll be next time. All right, any other questions or comments?
Well, what did we just
I mean,
decide?
so we
Just,
go first
what's the date?
We'll make it 30 days, and we'll readdress it in January.
Okay, fine, thank you.
That's only because of the date thing, not because we're wavering.
We'll make it, well, wait a minute, we're gonna make it 60 days, but in January, we can come back and extend it another 30.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, Joe, wait a minute, I hear this,
As long as it's 60 days from today.
yeah. It can't go, yeah, but we can extend it quicker than 60 days from
Well,
today.
you just let it die for a day, and we'll revisit it in February.
We can extend it again in,
January.
January.
Yeah, that's what we said, yeah.
Is there anything wrong if we let it expire for
No,
24 hours?
we're all
and
on
then
the
we do it
same page,
again?
we're just saying the same thing differently. I know, I got the
It's
same.
not gonna be a big rush to break the law.
Okay, so just for clarity, what are we voting on?
Voting on to extend the emergency ordinance for the standard 60 days.
Okay,
from today,
So February.
February the eighth.
Okay.
All right?
All right, Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yeah.
Dr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms.
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes. So we're on ordinance 27-20, ordinance amending chapter 95, animals, section 9507, certification vaccine required by clarifying expiration of animal tag. Another clarification. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Mr. Poe?
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Dr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yeah. Resolution 46-20, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council setting aside budgeted funds as used as payment of property taxes to the James Island Public Service District for annexed property. Have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Okay.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Dr. Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes. Resolution 47-20, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council amending the Folly Beach Personnel Handbook by removing grades from the compensation study and evaluating sections to reflect the compensation study. Have a motion for approval. Crickets. So much for that one.
So proud of everybody.
Resolution 49-20,
48.
did I skip one?
Yep.
Stuck together, I guess. Oh, we don't wanna do 48.
Rocky, that's for show and tell.
Page stuck together on me. Yeah, we don't wanna do 48. Resolution 48 by Font City Council authorizing the payment of $1,200 from the city council discretionary reserve account to the Folly Beach Exchange Club for sponsorship of the 2021 Folly Beach Exchange Club / Fab Golf Tournament. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second. I brought some things to show y'all, just because this is what we did before. So last year, Exchange Club has hosted organized this golf tournament for a couple years now. Last year, I was the only member of the Exchange Club on City Council. I went to community promotions for sponsorship level and all that stuff, and they approved it. This year, with 3 of us being on the Exchange Club board, I felt, just for transparency's sake, that it would be better, instead of kind of pressuring that, to go through council discretionary, because that's kind of our pot of money and not another outlet of the city. That, could kind of get wasted that way. It's up front, 3 of us are there, just, and it's our money, and just thought it would be a little cleaner that way in the view of the public. But this is what we did last year, and it turned out really well. The logo ball, put the city logo on all the golf balls we gave to all the golfers, so everybody got one of these. And it was just a way for the city to kind of be a part of our golf tournament. It's been a really great time, really great success. Everybody's loved it. But that's the kind of stuff to do. Here's a couple years ago, we made ball markers, the Exchange Club, and then we put the newest Folly Beach logo that we had, the new one with the Folly that different things are in from the website. We gave those to golfers, so things like that. Just really pushing the island and promoting us as, hey, we're all, and it's mostly Folly people that play in it. So it's a nice thing the community does. And the Exchange Club splits the money with the Folly Angels, and we give, scholarships to island residents, clothes drives, food drives, all that kind of stuff is what the Exchange Club uses the money for. So I just want to kind of give you all a little heads up about that, explain why we did it, for why we asked from council discretionary this year, just to be a little more transparent. But I do want to make an amendment, because in looking at this, I'm trying to find the email. We have 3 different council discretionary accounts right now. We have one that has $1,000 in it that expires at the end of June. We have one reserve with like $8,500 in it that is there that we can pull out of, and we have another. I gotta find Lee's email. I want to say it's like $3,500 that we did put in there this past budget season, but it's in another reserve account that if we don't spend it by the end of the year, it rolls into the other reserve. So just to clean things up, I'm gonna make an amendment that we use the $1,000 from account 3650 and the other 200 from reserve account 6900. So to clear, I don't want the $1,000 to just go away. That way, that's taken care of. We don't have to worry about switching that over to the reserve account at the end of the season. So I make a motion, we take $1,000 from council discretionary 3650 and the 200 from 6900. If I can get a second.
Second?
Thanks. Just to keep it clean, that way we don't lose that money. If we don't remember it at the end of the year, that money would just go into general fund if we didn't designate it for a reserve account. So now we don't have to worry about it.
So I just have a question about process.
Sure.
Reserved, we have to vote then again to take it out of reserve? Again,
It's what we're doing now, but we're wiping out that $1,000 that would go away at the end of the year. It's so that way we don't have to worry about moving it to reserve at the end of the year. So now moving forward, anything that we want to spend out of council discretionary would come from the reserve account, and it'd just be just a resolution just like this.
okay, thank you. Also, can you speak a little more about where the monies go as far as serving the community and so on?
Sure. I don't have, didn't bring a whole lot of information. But, I mean, everybody knows the Exchange Club, the things we do throughout the year. We have college scholarships that we give out. I think we upped it to 3 local residents this year. We do a lot of different stuff in the community. We have our Golden Age dinner. Unfortunately, some things got postponed this year just because we do cater and drive towards a lot of younger and older people. And with everything going on, kind of taking a backseat to that just to kind of keep everybody's health in perspective. So we have like our Golden Age dinner. We have all the widows on the island. We have a big Thanksgiving dinner. It's an awesome event. We have our One Nation Under God breakfast. We do different, like I said, the scholarships.
Flags.
We do the flags. Every flag display you see at the boat landing or on the pier is, courtesy of the Exchange Club and Matt Geringer for the most part because he's there every time. Well, things of that sort. We've done, we support Dean Norton, a lot of low country shelters for children's abuse, things of that sort. So I don't have my
Thank you.
Exchange Club
No.
pamphlets in my head.
Folly Angels.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
y'all can kick into this. Y'all are on the board too.
Well,
Like
I'm saying,
board member grilling
we award a public safety firefighter and public
Yep.
police of the year.
Just wanted to be clear about the
Public
list.
safety lunch or
Public
public
safety
works
lunch.
luncheon.
Public Works luncheon.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring clarity that it's a
Yep.
fundraiser
Gotcha.
and it comes
It's a
back.
fundraiser.
Yes, ma'am. Boy, I'm gonna watch you.
Any other questions? Mr. Booth?
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mr. Farley, Yes. Mr. Groom,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yeah, I don't care where they spend the money.
That's exactly how I responded to my text message.
As long as it's
Yeah,
legal.
that was that's it. You sell it, sure win. Okay, resolution 49-20, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council authorizing the transfer of $60,000 from its IT contracts to operating supplies and part-time/temporary salaries for the installation of infrastructure within the new city hall and its related expenditures. Do you have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments? Ms. Pope?
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Ms. Gray,
Yes.
Mr. Groom,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
Yes. Okay, so, Dr. Houghton, would you like to start city council comments tonight?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Council
Council
comments from you.
comments.
Oh, I'm like,
Free rein to run your mouth.
wishing everyone safe and happy holidays.
I'd like to congratulate Randy Carter on his reappointment to the Planning Commission. as well as wish everyone happy holidays.
Wish everyone happy holidays, happy new year, stay safe and all that. Also, there will be a smoke-free petition for On the Beach, which is sand only, as well as beach accesses, going live maybe tomorrow, and hopefully it will hit all of your social media outlets here soon. It's, you know, a good explanation of what's happening, and I feel like it's pretty clear that it's only the beach and the sand and beach accesses, not businesses or the street or anything like that. So look for that, and please sign it if you agree. Have a great night.
Tomorrow is a very special day. It's National Christmas Card Day. And I encourage each one of the council members and the public as well to write a few extra Christmas cards this year to some people that are possibly homebound, elderly, sick, that are not having as good a Christmas as we are. We're blessed to be here, but just a reminder to send out a few handwritten cards to some of those that may not get the attention that they need. Also, obviously, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Hanukkah's coming up on the 10th, I believe it is, for the 8-day Hanukkah series. So, Happy Hanukkah to all.
Happy holidays, hope everybody stays healthy.
Happy holidays. There have been a lot of events canceled due to COVID, but there are several events that are still going on. They're just trying to keep a COVID-friendly atmosphere. So please, just check out the calendars. There's a lot of stuff going on, even though stuff's being canceled. Thank you.
So I forgot to mention during Mayor's comments,
You don't get a second chance.
so glad to get to the other things to do, but we've lost two longtime citizens out here, and one was Miss June Wells, who's very involved for years and years and years with a museum downtown, the Confederate Museum. And the other one was Duke Warren, who's been here, lived here for years and years and years. And you might not have known Duke, but you probably knew his daughter, Nancy Hussey, who's been very involved with surfers healing over the years, and the surfers. So, our prayers go out to those families. Tough time of year for losing your families, no matter what. All right, have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.